Hello everyone. In today's session, we will learn SQL. SQL is structured query language. So it is a database management system. So let's begin with the SQL. So first of all, we need to understand what exactly is SQL. So that definition is SQL structured query language is a standardized programming language used to manage and manipulate relational databases. It allows users to store, retrieve, modify, and delete data efficiently. So key features of SQL is it is used for data retrieval. Data retrieval means fetching data, fetching records using select queries. Data manipulation that is used for inserting, updating, and deleting records. Data definition it is used to create table, alter table, and deleting drop databases structures. And then we have data control options. So managing permission with grant and revoke. Transaction control, ensuring data integrity using commit, rollback, and set point. So these are the key features of SQL. After that, we are starting from the chapter one. So in chapter one, we will do select statement. Select, as you know, it is used to fetch data from one or more tables. So this statement is used for accessing and retrieving data from a database. So fetching the data, uh, the syntax is select. Then if you want to fetch all, you can give asterisk. If you want some distinct like not duplicate values, so you can give distinct. And if you don't want all value to be fetched, so you can give select column list. Like let's say you want to fetch select name, comma, class, comma, roll number from student table. So this is how we can fetch the data. And let's say you want to store all these fetch data into another table. So by giving into function, you can give a new name to your table. And after that, you can give the syntax like from where you want to fetch the data. So here we will give our table name or view name. And if you have a particular condition, so you can give it through where condition. So it allows filtering, sorting, and aggregation of data. So this is the command of select. Now select to display all the details of employees. You can use the following query. So select asterisk from human resources dot employee. So it will fetch all data from employees table. So if you can see here, I have given the condition select asterisk from human resources dot employee. It has fetched all employees data from the given database. So now let's do how to use SQL Server codes. So for that purpose, first I need to search the SQL, which I have downloaded from the Google. So this is a software. So for downloading this software, you have to visit on Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio. So from there, first you have to download SQL Server. Then you have to download SQL Server Management Studio. And after that, you have to download the database, AdventureWorks. So that I'll give in the link in this curriculum. So how to download SQL Server, how to download SQL Server Management Studio, and how to download AdventureWorks, and how to connect AdventureWorks with the SQL Server. So there are two things. One is your server, which which is used to store all your tables. And after that, we have Management Studio, which is used to uh, maintain all your queries, saving your file, everything. So here I have connected, I have opened my SQL Server Management Studio. So this is your query editor window where you are writing the query. Now I'm connecting with the SQL Server. So this is my server name, Pooja. So that is my current folder. So this is also my laptop name. So I'm connecting with this server. And after connecting this, you can start working on SQL Server. So for after connecting, the whole path of your server will appear, Puja SQL Server, and this is the address which I have downloaded and stored it in C drive. So that is my program file which is available in my C drive, and the whole path is here. And now we will start writing the query. So you can click on new query for writing the query, and here you can write. So if you are working on AdventureWorks, so you can click here. So you have to select your database. So I'm going to fetch my data from AdventureWorks. So you can click on AdventureWorks. If you want to see how many tables are there, click on databases. This is my database AdventureWorks. I have created my own database also. So that we'll do in next chapter, that how to create our own database, how to create the tables. But here we will first do how to fetch data from the existing tables. Then I have clicked on tables. Inside this table, you will see all the list of the tables which is available in AdventureWorks. Yeah, this is the whole list which is available in your AdventureWorks. So these are the tables available in your AdventureWorks, like human resources dot department, human resources dot employee table. So these are the tables available. Here now we will write. So how to see these data? So for fetching these data, like if you want to fetch human resources dot department, so if you want to see the whole details about this data, so you can use select asterisk from human resources, because you have to give the full path, the table, human resources, it is coming here, dot department. So you have to select department. And now if you run this, you have to select this whole table. So make a habit to select the data. Otherwise, what will happen if you have two, three more codes written and you will simply execute it. So all code will be run. So now I'll execute it, and here your data is. So department ID, name, group name, modified date, these are the values available in your this file. In the same manner, you can use human resources dot employee, human resources dot employee department history, all table you can use it. Now let's say I don't require all these four variable to be fetched. I need only name and group name. So simply you have to write select name, group name, group name, from where you want to fetch these data. So now you have to write from, and my table name is human resources, human resources dot department. So you are fetching your value from human resources dot department. Now I'll just run it. If you'll execute, it will give you this much of all. So this is how we will fetch data on the basis of their column list. So that was for all. This is for column list. Now let's see what next. Okay. So after fetching all values, yeah, so retrieving specific attributes. To view specific details, you can specify the column names, which we did already. So select name, group name from human resources dot department. This query retrieves department names and their group names from the human resources dot department. So the name column lists the departments, HR, IT, finance, the group name column categorize these departments into broader groups, corporate operations. So this is how we have selected the specific attributes from this data. Now, if we want to fetch, so that was we did on the basis of their column wise. Now, if we want to fetch by their row wise, like on the basis of the values wise. So select rows can be retrieved using the where clause in the select statement. So the following SQL query retrieves the department details from the department table where the group name is research and development. Select name, group name from human resources department where group name equals to research and development. So in the same query, if you want to fetch the value on the specific uh, by using the specific value, so that we can give it by using where condition. So here you see in the same data, what we can do, select this query. And here I'll just use where, okay, close to which value I want. So let's say I want only fetch research and development item. So in single quotes, we will give, but the spelling should be same, case should be same, research and develop. So only these department items should be fetched, and the single quotes should be closed. And if I'll run it, I'll execute, it will give you this select name, group name from human resources department where group name equals to, okay, we have to, yes. So it should come in red. Otherwise, maybe there is some error. So it was not in red color. Then execute. So here, I think there is a error in the spelling. So RESEARCH research and development. So where group name Mm, oh, sorry. Search. SEARCH and develop. Research and develop. Yes. So actually earlier the spelling was not correct. So that's why it is giving. So this is how we have fetched the data on the basis of their value wise. So row wise we have increased the data. Okay, now let's see some other things. So after this one, after retrieving selected rows, we have comparison operators. So comparison operator test for similarity between two expressions. So allow row retrieval from a table based on the condition specified in the where clause. So cannot be used on text and text or image data type expressions. So syntax select column list from table name and where expression one comparison operator expression two. So the following SQL query retrieves record from the employee table where the vacation hour is less than 5. So this is the code like select business entity ID, nation ID number, job till vacation hours from human resources dot employee where vacation hours is less than 5. So here we are giving the comparison. Earlier we have just given that if the criteria is meets, then it will give you the output. Here we have given the criteria like if where the vacation hours is less than 5, it will fetch those data. So in the same data, we will apply same data. I'll select where I have pasted. And now I'll use instead of where group name. So let's say I want to fetch employees table. Employees table. Resources dot employees. Employee table is here. I'll show you how many values are there in the employees table. So not selecting particular item. I'll just use select asterisk from human resources dot employee. And here you can see how many values are there. So I'm just running this much of values. And here you see you have business entity ID, national ID number, login ID, organization, node, organization leave, job title, birth date, marital status, gender, hire date. So these are the values. And here I want to fetch some particular values from here. And I want only those vacation hours should be fetched, which is maybe greater than 40, 20, whatever you can give. So here I'll give, here I'll just run select. Maybe I'll fetch business entity ID. Entity ID, then maybe job title. Job title, and vacation hours also. Vacation hours. So these are the three variable I'm going to fetch from this table. And then we need to provide the table name. So from where's the table name? We need to start with by table. So let's copy it. And now I need to give where condition. So where vacation hours, vacation hours is less than maybe 50. So it will fetch only those values whose vacation hours is less than 50. And if I'll execute this code, it will give you this output. So here all values has been fetched, which is less than 50. And now we'll do some more codes. So after this comparison operator, which we have used, vacation hours, now we have another functions. So here we are using logical operators. So logical operators are used in the select statement to retrieve records based on one or more conditions. So these are the or and are not. So select for using these logical operators, we have syntax select column list from table name where conditional expression and or not and then give the conditional expression too. So here, how we'll use these statements. So select asterisk from human resources department where group name equals to manufacturing or group name equals to qualities assurance. So either of the criteria will meet, it will give you the output. So let's see how we'll use. So this is the example of or condition. So I'm just copying this data from here. Okay, so here we'll see how to use and or operator. So here I have given it will fetch where group name equals to manufacturing or group name equals to uh, quality assurance. So I think there is some error. Group name equals to manufacturing. So it is closed. Yes, and then or group name equals to quality assurance. So this should be in red color. Okay, let's run it. Yes, there are some errors. So here we will see select asterisk from human resources department where group name equals to Shireen, and after giving manufacturing, close this one. Actually, there are some problem in the codes. Or group name equals to quality assurance. Now it's fine. And here it has fetched both of the data where group name equals to manufacturing as well as not group name equals to quality assurance. So I think there is some spelling error. We need to check first what is the spelling of quality assurance. Description human resource department. And here research and development. And can we see the quality assurance? So the spelling quality ASSURANCE. Name equals to site codes. I give quality. So this is the another criteria. So either of the criteria will meet, it will give you the data. That means it will give you all data. Now so it has fetched all manufacturing values as well as quality assurance. And after this one, we will see another thing, or we did. Now we have and not. So and means if both the criteria meets, like where group name equals to research and development and name equals to engineering. So if both the criteria is available, then only it will fetch the data. So here I'll just copy this code. And here instead of or, I'm giving and and we can't give in the same variable because it will contradict. So if I have given group name equals to manufacturing and how many data is inside manufacturing two and their name are production and production control. So now I have to give whose name equals to production. So if both the criteria meets, then only it will fetch the data. So now it will give you only one value. So we have given where group name equals to manufacturing as well as whose name is production only, those data will be fetched. So here I'm giving production. And now if I run, it will give you only those values which has both the criteria. So here it has fetched only that particular value where name is production and the group name is manufacturing. Okay, now we'll see the not operator. So not is like except than this, it will fetch all. So here simply you can give where not group name equals to research and development. So except then this one, it will fetch all times. So in the same data, I'm just copying and paste it here. And instead of writing all these and here I'll give where not group name equals to manufacturing. That means it will fetch all values except then manufacturing department. So can you see in group name, there is no manufacturing is coming. So no manufacturing is visible at this state. So all these are the comparison operators. And now we have range operator. So range operator is basically it retrieves data based on a range, like R of the following types between, not between. So in between, what will happen? It will fetch data on the basis of like if I have given business entity ID vacation hours from human source.employee, where vacation hours between 20 and 50. So it will fetch only those values whose vacation hours between 20 and 50. So it should be not fetched less than 20 vacation hours or greater than 50 vacation hours. I'm just copying this only. So here I have selected business entity ID, vacation hours from human resource.employee, where vacation hours between 20 and 50. So now you can see it has fetched only those values whose vacation hours is greater than 20 and less than 50. So this is your between operator and not between. So not between is same like if you'll give not between 20 and 30 or 50. So except then those, it will fetch all data. Now in keyword selects values that match any one of the value in a list, and not in keyword restricts the selection of the values that match any one of the value in a list. So in is used like select business entity ID, job title, login ID from human resource employee, where job title in recruiter and stalker. So it will fetch. So let's say in their condition, if you have more than one item. So in that scenario, we are using in operator because otherwise we are giving only one value for fetching data in their condition. So I'm just copying the same thing. And here I have written where select business entity ID, job title, login ID from human resource employee, where job title in recruiter and stalker. You can put some more if you want. So here now it will fetch only recruiter and stalker data. Execute. So can you see? It has fetched only recruiter and stalker data. Got it? Okay. After this, we have like operator. So like operator is used to search a string by using the following wildcard characters. So these are the wildcard person, this sign, this sign, this sign. Generally, we are using for like operator this person sign. So matches the given character string with the specified patterns. So for example, select asterisk from human resources dot department where name like pro person. So it will fetch all values whose initials is pro. So now I'll show you. Here it will fetch all values where name like row percent. So it will fetch all values whose data is whose name is started from pro. In the same manner, um, you can use after data. So whose last is like, so if you give, I'll just select this code only. So that is for initial, that is for last values. So after percent, if you are giving some value like ON, so it will fetch only those data whose last is ON. So both the values will work. So in that case, it will fetch only production. Got it? So here we will see. For this, how we'll find out null values. So find out null values. Null values means anything is blank. So for find out the null values, what we are doing, we will use select column list from table name where column name unknown value operator. So select business entity ID and date from human resources dot employee department history where end date is null. So this is how it will fetch all values whose which is no value. So now I'll show you. I will fetch all null values items. So if I run this report, it will fetch all null values. So here, which variable has null values, everything has been fetched. Yeah, the size, if you want to increase the size of all this text, which is coming very small, so for increasing it, use, you can click on tools. Inside tools, you have options. So you can click on options. And inside these options, you have um, font and color option. So you can choose font and color option. And here right now the 10 size is selected. So I'll make it at least 60 so that it looks bigger. And now it is coming bigger. Earlier it was coming very small. So this is how we can change the size of our text. Okay. After writing all these, so now my data is coming where end date is null. And here we have all null values. Now after null values, you can fetch retrieving selected rows. So retrieves only those rows from the employee department history table for which the values in the ended column is done. And now we see is null how to replace those null values with some value. So let's say we have one table sales dot salesperson, and in sales quota we have lots of null values. So first of all, we need to find out. We need to apply is null function on sales quota, and then we will replace those null values. So each null will find out the null values from the that particular variable, and then it will replace it by 0.00. So here I'll show you how. So I'm just copying this code. And in this example, what I did, but before running this one, if you want to see sales.salesperson, so you can write select asterisk from sales salesperson. Salesperson. So this is my table here. If you execute it, can you see? It has lots of values. So in sales quota, we have data, but at some places we have null values. So I need to first find out all these null values by using this null function, and then replace all those null values by 0.00. So this is how we will execute and replace all values. So can you see all null values has been replaced by 0.00. Yes, after these nulls, we have collect function. So collect is basically checks the values of each column in a list and return the first non values. So for using college, what we will do, let's suppose we have address ID, address line 1, address line 2, and maybe in one of the uh, variable we don't have values. So what we can do, we will take the second variable item at the place of first variable, and that is called college. So let's say here we will try. So I have selected address ID, address line 1, address line 2, and to show you this data first. So select asterisk from person dot person dot address. So I'll take person dot address. So I will check this data. Execute it. So this is my data where I have all the details. So can you see? There are two variable, address line 1 and address line 2. And the whole address line 2 is blank. So, but some places we have values. At some places in address line 2 has also values. So you can see, yeah, here we have data, here we have data. So what I need to do by using call is which has data that will remain same, but which has null values. This address line 1 will replace those null values by its value. So what I'll do, I have selected address ID, address line 1, address line 2, and call is with address line 1 to address line 2. So what we and store it in new variable. So what this will do, address line 1 will replace all null values from address line 2 and give you a new variable. So this is how Police is working. And now I'll execute it. So here, can you see which has same value in address line 2? Yeah, so all values of null values of your address line 2 has been replaced by this address line 1. So yeah, this is better. Sorry. First place we have to take that particular variable which you want to where you want to replace the item by another variable item. So here, can you see in address line 2, the address where address is there, that is coming. And otherwise, whichever places null values was there, those null values has been replaced by this address line. So which has value, it will give you. Otherwise, it will not leave blank. And it will replace it by address line 1. So you have to give the that variable which you want to replace on first position and by which you want to replace that is in second position. So this is how police function is. Let's do another thing. Top keyword. So if you want to fetch top 10 items from your human resources store department, then we can use select top 10 and then we will use so we can simply write select top 10 asterisk from human resources employee. So it will fetch data from the top 10 items. So here we have select top 10 asterisk from human resources employee and we fetch only 10 items. But sometime what we want to fetch data from maybe this 4th place to 8th place. So how we'll do it? So for that purpose, we have one function that is called offset fetch clause. So offset fetch clause will give you that select business entity ID, national ID number, hire date from human resource employee, ordered by business entity ID, offset 15th rows. That means it will start after 15th rows and fetch next 10 rows only. So after that, it will fetch only 10 rows. So this is how it will work. So business entity ID, national ID number, hire date from human resources employee, order by business entity ID, offset is 15th rows. So after 15th rows, it will fetch the item until how many rows? Till 10 rows. So it will fetch 10 rows, but starting from the 16th rows and see the. So this is how it has started from 16th rows and fetching till 25th. So this is your 15th to 26. So this is your offset fetch clause. And yes. Now we have another chapter. Not another chapter. Like if we want to fetch some uh, distinct values, like we don't want to fetch duplicate values. So if we have some repeating values in the data, so those I don't want to fetch. So simply we can use select distinct from title from human resources.employee where title like PR person. So if we have given in title PR person, there is no title, there is job title. Job title, so select distinct job title from human resources.employee where job title like PR person. So whichever value is starting from PR, all will be fetched, but it will not fetch repeating values. Yes. Yeah, so all values, but in that one, we have production, production supervisor WC10 is lots of data, but here it has fetched only the uh, distinct values. So no repeating values is here. So this is how we have done all distinct functions. So now that's it. Now we will do operators in next session. So all these select statement has been done, all those normal comparison operator, logical operator, all these functions done. Now we'll see you in another chapter. Thank you.